Hit the wrong button.
Hello.
Live. Yeah, sorry about the late start. I was fighting with our K1 Max that was not wanting to start a print job for some godforsaken reason. So yeah, I ended up having to bring the filament out here. I was going to use and run on the K2 Plus, which has been fine. I don't know what's going on with it though, which is weird. I might try updating like the Creality helper script and stuff. I think it was just the file was like 115 megabytes, and for some reason it didn't like that, even though there's like 5 gigs free. What if I should move this up here? I copied Tor. I got the same wireless mic pack that he did. I got the little floofy thing on there.
I removed mine.
So
still works.
Yeah.
I don't have much.
I am gonna say though, the fact that they didn't include a data USB-C cable in the thing this is how you hook it up to the computer is just maniacal.
Well, part of it is that they include the audio jack to USB-C, and that's what they expect you to use with your phone and PC and stuff. But I prefer
So you can also go, because I did try it with my phone, it did work. So you're saying this one here will also work with the computer?
That should work, but
it doesn't charge it, right?
Exactly. So I just plugged in. I have dozens of USB-C cables at this point.
Yeah, I literally was like, I yanked it apart. It's in the trash. But yep, it's a charging only cable, and these are forbidden around here because these get mixed in with your cables, and then you go to use it for a data cable, and you're like, something's wrong with my computer. Yeah, so they go in the trash. It's going in the trash. That's crazy though, because there's no reason they couldn't include a data cable, because the data cable can also charge.
Right?
Like, why would they not just include that? It's just so stupid.
Yeah, it's a nice little mic setup though.
Yeah, how do we sound? What's the verdict here? Because we're both using the same. Are you
doing the studio again?
No, I'm running it through just broadcast for like noise cancellation. That's it, and I have the noise cancellation off at the mic.
The studio actually sounded really good.
Let's see. I'll switch it over here. Studio Voice. It's on Studio Voice now.
Mine's on Studio Voice as well.
Oh yeah, that does sound a lot better.
Right.
Enhances the quality of your mic to simulate a high-end recording studio. Requires a high-end GPU, not recommended for games use with games or GPU-intensive apps. So it's like, well, they ask, why do you have a laptop with 3070 in it? Like, you could get a cheaper laptop for work. Need it for the microphone. All right, so I haven't looked at the show notes yet, but we have been putting articles in quite a bit here. Let's see, because there was a good article I found on Sabaloo talking about the dark side of the 3D printing price war.
That is on there.
Yeah. So I kind of want to start off with what you found is you put in here as my whole thing is you guys know Artillery was still making printers?
Right?
I didn't.
We actually carried them for a while. The one printer we've sold has been an Artillery machine.
Yeah. But yeah, they're coming out with another Core XY. Everybody's doing the whole sleek enclosed Core XY, following in Bamboo's footsteps, which I'm all for. the more options we have that are not bamboo, the better. Especially with all the shit they're pulling. Bamboo is not to be trusted. They've made it clear that they do not have the consumer interests in mind at
Surprisingly
all.
enough, they're not in the news this week. They've been pretty radio silent.
Yeah. Well, and like I said before, the thing is, I don't think they care that they're going to lose like the maker portion. And honestly, if you guys care about having flexibility with your printers and being able to do what you want with your machine, you should definitely not look at bamboo. There's so many good options out there right now. Like I've had really good runs with our K2 Plus has been solid. The K1, K1, K1C. This issue with the file up, which I think is because of the mods I have on it. Was the first issue I've ever had with my K1 Max, but it could also be Orca Slicer too. It was acting real weird when I was slicing a ton of files. I saw people, Josh was in the chat. He said his Ender 5 Max came, and I can confirm. I posted a little teaser, but our Ender 5 Max is here. So I'll be scheduling that stream probably next week, since next week would be a print talk. Probably do it on Friday. So, yeah, really,
we have that printer
printer
in the house, and we have another printer on the way.
Oh, yeah, the Century Carbon, which has been making waves.
There've been quite a few bamboo-esque clone printers.
I mean, people say that because they're the first ones that like got mass market adoption with the like the enclosed style ones, but they've been around for years. There's been tons of machines.
It's more the less module machines that are proprietary parts, because you're not going to buy. There's no like 2020 extrusion in these.
Yeah,
and things
package
like
weight
that.
20 kilograms, so this is gonna be 60 pounds. 260 by 260 by 260.
I think that's probably going to be with the AMS.
Yeah, I mean the AMS type.
Yeah, the Pro. I'm pretty sure the Pro
this looks
is.
Nice. Look at it's got like a little LCD display here for like. I wonder if it's got a built-in dryer. There's a timer on here. It says 12H there. Is there a link? Oh wait, hang on. Let's see. Is that it? Just a tweet?
Yeah, the tweet in the Facebook group. I'm in the Facebook group, and there's not really any more information than what's been posted.
You should turn the studio voice off. It is making you sound nothing like you. I'm gonna turn mine off. It's like making you sound weird. Like it's giving you a weird cadence. It's definitely doing
yours was a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. It was making you sound completely weird. I just applied to join that group. But yeah, it looks interesting. I'm surprised. Like, have they tweeted anything before this? Because I haven't heard anything from them in years, actually.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from Artillery in a while. Let me open up.
Hang on, I'm trying to switch to this. Here we go. Share this tab instead. Let's see. No, they've been posting stuff. They have been.
Oh, they have.
Like they have been making machines. I haven't heard anybody really talking. So their page is still pretty active. Not super active though. What is this?
Yeah.
More cables. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody covering them. Have you guys?
Ender 3 KE.
Yeah, it looks like the KE. Very, very similar. I don't know what this is. Me November, me December. What does this even mean? Like it's such a weird post. Alrighty. But yeah,
oh, because they added a pumpkin and then a Christmas hat on the other one.
Oh, such a change. In general, their machines have been pretty good. The Sidewinder X1, they had issues with like the cables that they resolved after like 5 revisions, but overall, I think they've been pretty decent. I'd be curious to see how this performs. Yeah, I see a candidate for a glass door replacement. Same thing with the Century Carbon. We'll be getting
I actually saw one of the Century Carbons with a broken glass door today.
Already? Yeah. Well, and it
Yep.
looks like it's just screwed on, so we should be able to make a pretty easy replacement for this and the top glass on the panel. So
Unlike
we'll be get
someone who or some company that decided to glue
glued
their
their
recent
yeah, the K2
door.
Plus. Yeah, the door is glued on. There's no easy way to replace that if it fails. But yeah, Centauri Carbon, if you guys haven't heard about this, I watched Jim from the Edge of Tech. He did a video on that. And yeah, it looks really good. And then they have the Centuri, which is $200, which is like a stripped down one. This looks way nicer than like the P1P because like it doesn't
Yeah,
look like they just forgot to finish the printer because we had a P1P in here. I'm saying that right. The P1P is a non-enclosed one. The P1S is
P1P is the
enclosed one, right?
non-enclosed.
Yeah.
P1S is enclosed.
So, and this looks like this wouldn't be that hard to enclose. Just put a door on it. Like this doesn't look unfinished. The P1 this looks weird. Um, but we're not gonna be doing side panels for the K1 SE. I don't. Does Creality sell side panels for the K1 SE?
I think they do.
Yeah, I would probably just go get theirs because the side if they're the same as the K1, those are gonna be plastic. They're not gonna be glass
Yeah.
because the K1
One
side
thing
panels are glass, or the K1
one thing
side
with
panels
the
are film.
one thing with the Centauri Carbon is that it looks like they straight up use bamboo plates. If you pull that
Yeah,
page up again,
yeah, we were
check the
talking about that
options.
here.
Scroll
Yeah,
up.
here I'm switching tabs. Hang on. Um, hang on, it's loading. So yeah,
Well,
their
even if you
plates
look
look just like they look just like the bamboo, down to the little like wiper tab in the back. Um, I'll be really curious to see if we'll have to make another plate just for these, but it's the same size. It's got the little tab in
256,
the back.
256. Yeah,
David says someone says in the video about it they show bamboo plates in it and they say it fits perfectly fine. Okay,
perfect.
interesting.
One one less SKU that we
One
have to
less
manage.
plate. Yeah, it gets so old having to make like a new plate for every printer. It's so annoying. I'm hoping the Ender 5 Max that we could that the 410 plates will fit. I don't know what size the bed is, but I'm hoping it's somewhere around there. But yeah, the 5 Max, we're talking about that. This is actually out and it's shipping. This is a
Somebody
400 by
else.
400 by 400 for $769. That's like it's like right around 800
That's
with tax
about
and whatnot.
for those about wondering. What was it? 7 years ago, 6 years ago, when I bought my CR10S4, same build volume, about the same price,
Yeah.
and you get
And
so much more with
my
this.
only gripe is that this is not available yet. At least when I ordered it, the optional enclosure, because I will want that. I don't think it's anywhere on their site. There were some renders of it. Um,
It was like in the
but
details below.
yeah, I'm gonna see if it's in their site. I'm just searching enclosure and see if the 5 max enclosure. Yeah, I don't think it's on there yet. And their search algorithm's not great.
No,
Not great at all. It's showing scanners and stuff when I search for enclosure. Um,
of course.
yeah. So we'll be unboxing that. We got the Century Carbon on the way as well. I might this one I might if popularity picks up on this. So like we typically buy printers that are popular. Because there's really no point in buying printers to make accessories and upgrades for it. Um, when it's not a popular machine, right? Like there's no point in buying machines because we don't need any more printers. We've got over 40 machines here. We buy them because we want to make accessories and upgrades for them, so we can make sure that they actually fit on the machines before we sell them to you guys. That's the reason we buy printers. So yeah, there's a lot of new machines. So this Turi Carbon, this looks like a really nice machine. Especially like if you only need PLA, 199 for a Core XY that it looks like you can probably enclose fairly easily. Um, that's a crazy deal. And the fully enclosed one for 299, that's wild. So I do want to say there's notes that it has no multicolor. I would not be surprised if they add it later because the tool head does have a cutter on it and it's got a poop chute. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming
at
it's
this
going to
time,
be an
there's
add-on
no
later.
multicolor.
Yeah, at this time there's no multicolor. But here's the thing: for most people, I think I speak for most people. Most people don't really care about multicolor. We have multicolor in our K2 and the X1. We literally use it just to have different color rolls. We're still only printing in one color, or like most of the time, these are just with all the same roll over to
my box turtle. Most of the prints that it's done is, oh, I have this filament color loaded already. Let me switch to that one for this print.
Yep.
Or a
Yep.
dual color print where it's essentially a layer change.
Yeah. So this is exciting. So you guys remember all the drama with the Benchy? Well, it's now public domain. This is on the 3D Benchy site.
Like,
They
yeah,
have
we don't want to deal with it, so have fun.
Yep. So it's all good. You guys can basically do whatever you want with it. Let's see their official press release here. So Benchy is actually 10 years old. I don't know if you guys know that. It's actually 10 years old now. And yeah, so they go over the origins here, and it's going into the public domain, which I think is a smart move. Honestly, I was like we were talking about, I was like, what would they have to financially gain from restricting the Benchy? Like, you're not selling prints of it. People use it as a test print. Like, it's a very iconic thing in the 3D printing. Um, it's so iconic that like I was messing around with ChatGPT to make some funny um to make some funny video scripts and just brainstorm some ideas. I don't know if you guys ever seen the we're whatever, and then they like talk about funny things they do. And one of the things that the AI came out with for one of the scenes, where is it here? I'm looking at the script. Um, oh man, where is it here? Oh, here. Yeah, Timothy. We can print anything: tools, prototypes, and even memes. Quick cuts, a functional part, a cosplay helmet, and a Benchy with "I am inevitable" text on the screen. So even AI knows that the Benchy, like, I'd say probably at least 90% of people that have a printer have printed a Benchy. At least,
Yeah.
if not more. We have piles of them here. Whenever we do test prints, there's on top of our network switch, it's on top of one of our stacks. There's just Benchies. There's just Benchies everywhere.
I'm pretty sure I have a Benchy somewhere on my desk over here.
Yeah. So, yep, it's all that's resolved. There's no more
literally right
crap
behind
going
me.
on with it. Yep, there you go. But yeah, so the Benchies free. It's set free. Yeah, so
And
Prusa is doing a remix contest here.
Printable wasted 0 time in setting that up.
Yeah, so here we go. They have different Benchy remixes. They're having a design contest here. It ends in 16 days. You can do up to 5 entries. They've already had 91 entries. Um, a Benchy press. Actually, we have a shirt that is the Benchy.
Do you even
It's like
Benchy?
Dewey and Benchy. It's in our Streamlabs store. It's not on our main store. If you go to merch.th3dstudio.com, you can see it in there. Um, let me see. It should be on here. This should go to our Streamlabs store. Where is it? Here it is, right here. Do you have it, Benchy? And this shirt we designed a couple years ago. So yeah, it's iconic. It's part of the 3D printing uh community and everything. There's actually some cool ones here. Flexi Benchy keychain, a Benchy fleet. It's a V. The Benchy destroyer. There's a Benchy articulated train, a whistle, a Benchy whistle.
I'm sure some of
That
these are the ones people have taken down for fear of losing them, and then they're
and then
just
they posted them
re-uploading
again.
for the contest as soon as it was public domain.
Someone just uploaded a Benchy upside down with upside down text. A Benchy watering can, a Benchy bookmark, a Pokemon Benchy. Or sorry, Nintendo, don't sue. These are just little monsters.
Is that a
Um,
Squirtle on the bow?
yeah, that's a Squirtle on the bow, and there's like something else here. It's not a Squirtle. It's a turtle cartoon figure. A
I
sunken
mean,
Benchy.
Nintendo already like lost 22 out of 23 lawsuits against Pal
God.
World.
Look at this. Look at this. It's like fucking Titanic. Strong benchy, FU benchy, a portal benchy. Interesting. Movie inspired Jaws benchy. This doesn't count. At 25%, can you just scale it down? That should be disqualified.
I gotta say, like the upside down benchy and the like just rescaled benchies should be taken down.
Yeah.
Those have
Airboat.
no real
This is
place.
cool. I like this one.
Right.
Benchy escaping a shark on a rocket. That's actually pretty funny.
That's
That
gonna
would be a
be
nightmare
hell
to
to
print.
print.
Yeah. Well, I
But
think
yeah,
I'm not thinking about how it articulated benchy. Let's
Octo
see.
benchy.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Octo
all the
benchy.
models where it's just rescaled and there's nothing done to it besides that, those should be taken down. I was having this conversation with somebody else about the Dummy 13 model, where they just scaled it and didn't optimize it at all for that scale. They just
Yeah.
rescaled it and uploaded it, and they're getting like hundreds
Uh,
of downloads and all the
uh,
no,
this one
was it
makes me
Venturi?
uncomfortable. This one makes me very uncomfortable. Uh, I don't like it. Nope, I don't like it. So yeah,
Solar.
you can print benchies now and remix well, you can always print benchies. You can remix benchies. That whole thing is all gone. Um, oh yeah, I totally forgot about our company updates. So it expires Sunday, so today and tomorrow. If you guys are on our email list, there's a code for 10% off all easy boards and any filaments we have in stock. We also moved over to our new support portal. We're dropping the name Help Center. This is our support portal. We moved all of our stuff over here. We actually have links to the Discord server right here, the Facebook group, our YouTube channel, and then sorry, and then the search
All
engine.
our
This is
product
actually
guides and everything.
so the search engine here is actually way better than the one we had. We were having tons of issues. We were using a WordPress site with a knowledge base plugin, and it was just they kept breaking things. I was like, we just need to move it over. The other thing too, this allows us to do is we can search these articles when we reply to tickets and insert links directly to the articles since it's all integrated. But like I just typed starting code. This should be the number one article here for starting, which is the starting G code. And the other cool thing is you can actually like search by like, tags and stuff. So we did tag every single article with tags. So it should be a little easier to navigate. We
Tim and I
pre-organized
spent
stuff here.
what, like 4.5 hours going through and migrating everything.
That was after I spent like 6 hours. I was up till 3 a.m. one night. I got like, I don't know, like 70 articles migrated. But yeah, so like here downloads. I did make this the other day since a lot of people don't know where to download Orca Slicer. I have a
Yeah, there's
article in
a
here. So
site. The site is not Orca Slicer.
yeah, it's not Orca
Orca
Slicer. It's just
Slicer is only on GitHub.
only on GitHub. So I have a link right here, right to the GitHub. So if you guys are wanting to give people like information on Orca Slicer, this is in here, and we link right to the GitHub. I'm not rehosting their files. But yeah, check it out. We organized things a little bit nicer. I updated all the links in here for like our Discord server. There's an article here. So if you go to community.th3dstudio.com, this takes you here. So things are just a little easier to find. And then you can just go right into our Discord server if you want to, right from here. It takes you right to the invite link. And then we have the Facebook group as well, and then the YouTube channel. So it makes it easier to find that. And then, you can do the submit a ticket and put your email and stuff in there, or track your ticket using your email and your ticket number, and you can track your ticket. So that's all set up. So there are probably going to be broken links. We did go through the articles themselves, went through the majority of our product
Product
pages.
pages. Yeah,
But if you guys
that was
find a
fun.
broken link, if you find a broken link, just let us know and we'll fix it. But we have the
Either
link
if
up
we're
here.
open, message me in chat and I'll fix it right there. And then if we're closed,
Yeah.
just send us a ticket.
Yep. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
so
See
I
the
have
little, where is it? Right here.
right here the little
The little
live chat
box.
here.
Press
Yep.
me.
So yeah, live chat's in the lower left, and then we got our little rewards thing. I have 60 points, Tor. I don't know
I have
how
a
I got
lot more
60
than
points,
60.
but I have 60 points. But yeah, so new link, support portals at the top. It'll take you to the new page here. It opened a new tab when I click it, so you guys will see it. But I did put the tools here. So we have the E-step calculator on the main site here, and then we have the input shaping calculator, and then the clipper mesh calculator. That's all still on the main site. Those were on the help center, so I had to move those to the main site. But yeah, and we got a bunch of new stuff in. I got some basic extruders in again. If you guys are looking for just like a cheap upgrade for your, Creality printers or anything that use like a standard stepper motor. I got a bunch of these in just because we didn't really have like an entry level upgraded extruder since we discontinued like the very basic ones. And I should have these in soon because apparently people's PTFE fittings are blowing out the top. So I got a bunch of these from Creality coming in. We got hot and
yeah,
straight
those
Cobra
are fun
3.
because you have to replace that entire part just for the
Yeah.
fitting.
Yeah, remember I was talking about everything's going proprietary and less repair friendly. So this right here is having issues. Mine has not had it yet, but apparently the fittings are blowing out, and you can't just replace this. You have to replace this whole assembly, because this is like press fit in here, and you can't replace it. So yeah, and they're not cheap either. Like, which is crazy because this is a standard fitting that they just modified the base on. So instead of having a threaded fitting, which they could fit into that extruder, they decided to go with this integrated design, which is not as cheap to fix. So there's that. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I hate
but
ECAS fittings. They work
yeah, just
well,
wanted
but
to,
they're just a pain to work with.
yeah. So, but yeah, for you Cobra guys, we got the OEM hot end and we have upgraded one. This is like kind of a bamboo style one, where it's got the ceramic heater. It does have a little bit higher flow, and this comes with a 0.4 hardened steel nozzle as well. So yeah, definitely check that out. We got a bunch of new stuff in. Um, yeah, that's about it for company updates. TCT is coming back. I'm not gonna go to it because Detroit's kind of
It will
sketch.
be cool to
So
see. Rapid TCT, there's
we went
generally
to Chicago
more
last
stuff you
year.
would see.
It's more
Yeah, they're
industrial.
yeah, it's more industrial. You get to see the higher
What is
end
this?
stuff that's coming out.
Yeah. So,
Probably ad
but yeah,
block.
if you guys are in the Detroit area, yeah, it's probably hang on, let me turn it off. My U
Oh
block.
yeah, it's video from last year.
Yeah, it's not loading for some reason. That's weird. Um, but yeah, Rapid TCT is coming back, and then I'm gonna dive into this because this article really articulates what I've been seeing and what my gut feeling's been. I'm just gonna see what else. I think this is the last thing, and then hang on, I forgot to put up boom Q&A. So if you guys want to ask a question, the bot's been posting this. So hopefully people have been paying attention. We'll check the Q&A, but I do want to talk about this. We're gonna read through this article, because this
Yeah,
this
this is what I
this
wanted to
hits
say
the
for the
nail on
end
the
because
head.
it's going to be a bit longer
Yeah, so we're
conversation.
gonna kind of read through it. We're gonna read through this, and then we're gonna talk about this because they do. I agree with it. So they're saying competition is going to set what in recent weeks. We've seen some dramatic price drops in the desktop 3D printer market. It's sometimes called the race to the bottom, where the lowest cost products tend to win out in the end because they're cheap. Because of intense competition, we've seen two major price resets in the past years. Bamboo Lab introduced the X1C, shifting price for professional devices down to the $800 to $1,200 range. And Elegoo introduced the Centuri, shifting it further down for the $200 to $400 range. This guy's saying, I believe Elegoo will ultimately result in the elimination of open gantry desktop 3D printers from the market. And even now, we're seeing many bed slingers being repriced in the 100 range. So we've been seeing, and I've been talking about this, how there's been this shift to these more integrated, and they have more features and they print great. However, repairability has gone out the window,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Plus,
Which, like,
plus
yeah,
you
what
get
were you
the
saying?
proprietary software with them,
Yeah,
which is going downhill as well.
yeah. Like, I honestly miss the days where all we needed was printouts for the processor, and we could put Marlin on any printer and get rid of the manufacturer's horrible firmware. Those days seem to be going. Like even on the K2 Plus, this runs Clipper, but their OS is so stripped down that they started with that you can't do much with it. The K1 and the K1 Max were okay, but it's getting worse and worse because they're trying to use such low power chips for the processor and everything to save on cost that it's causing them to be stripped down and stripped down and stripped down, and you're basically stuck with whatever the printer comes with, which sucks because the software is getting shittier.
Yeah. So like
we'll keep
the
keep
box turtle can be put on almost any clipper machine, but you're not going to be able to put it on printers like these because you don't have access to a lot of the features you need to install.
or it's missing Linux features.
It's missing packaging. Yeah.
Yeah, it's missing packages and stuff. So yeah, here is all very good news for buyers who can obtain equipment similar to professional machines of 5 years ago at prices literally 20 times less expensive. That opens up technology for far more people, as well as enabling print farm expansion at lower cost. But there's a dark side, and here's where we're going into. Here, February readers will know we often review devices from manufacturer, perhaps 150 machines so far. Recently, we've been seeing an increasing trend from at least some of the manufacturers. The equipment is being sold or shipped before it's truly ready to use. It was bad 5 years ago. It's getting worse. Most of the time, it's not the hardware, but instead the software surrounding ecosystem that is deficient. Manufacturers seem to figure out how to produce reasonable quality hardware, but struggle with the software. This has been an issue for years, and it's getting worse.
Any of the recent printer reviews for like the Creality machines, Centuri machine, a bunch of others, you see in those reviews, a lot of the reviewers are having to update their firmware mid-review.
Yep. Yep. And I will give Creality this. My K2 has been fine even on the OEM firmware, but I have installed any updates that have come down. Which then requires factory resetting the machine and redoing the calibration, so you're talking like an hour of time. But yeah, it's getting worse. So yeah, here. So it's at least one case we've been testing a piece of hardware where the associated software not only does not work, but does not include features being advertised at all, without even a not implemented stub. In that scenario, the product, while working in hardware form, simply does not provide any useful functions because of the deficient software. We're still waiting a major software upgrade from this manufacturer. I wonder who that is. Why is this happening more these days? One factor is certainly intense competition. There's so many options for 3D printers and related equipment that the price wars have been triggered. Achieving the lowest cost is most easily done when vast numbers of units are sold. This means that the leading manufacturers are likely to start outstripping the smaller manufacturers that can't reach the same economies of scale. This right here is a big problem. This is why, like, we're never going to have a mass market printer. Like, we're going to work on some DIY kits, but there's too much competition. They have so much money. Basically, what's happening is all these big companies are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and all the smaller people are just getting snuffed out. Yeah, here. We will soon be in a world where there are fewer desktop 3D printer manufacturers and where it will be effectively impossible to launch a startup company manufacturing a 3D printer without a truly massive investment. Manufacturers are not only forced to cut costs, but also to provide increasingly sophisticated equipment and services, make more with less. If I could provide one piece of advice to these manufacturers, it would be to rebalance efforts to have more resources dedicated to software development. Buyers want systems that work, take less time to figure out, and more reliable. A lot of that responsibility is software. Don't cut software roles, cut the hardware role. Yeah. So
we don't need
to buy don't actually work are not really options. The problem is, here's the problem. This right here, the problem is if there is a printer that exists that looks good, because the hardware looks good, but the software is shit, but the price is cheap, people are going to go, well, why would I buy this one for $800 when this one's $300? It looks the same.
Yeah, because the $800 one is actually going to work and have a lot more support around it. Where the $300 one, you're getting bastardized, messed up installs of Clipper and stuff, or whatever firmware they're going to be using, if it's custom or what. They really need to stop doing custom builds and be like Solval, where they have it's Clipper through and through. It's Clipper. They may have forked it, but it is still Clipper.
Yep.
You can modify it, do whatever. Still Clipper. Creality OS bullshit? No. That's what companies need. They need to step away from that. Doing
Comro
all
does
this.
it too. Snowball does it too on some of their other machines, though.
Some of their other machines,
So does Shitty Tech. So does
someone
said the Elegoo. Yeah, Flash Forge. Yep.
Also, they need to stop putting development money into building building, copying Orca Slicer and reskinning it. Just put out a profile tuned for your printer in Orca Slicer.
Or here's a wild idea. How about instead of putting all that money into developing your own skin Orca Slicer, how about you help development of Orca Slicer by adding new features or a plug-in to it to then support your printer's, multicolor system.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now, David, the SG08 can run standard Clipper. It does not come with standard Clipper, but you can wipe.
It is their
removable
variant
memory.
of Clipper.
Yeah,
it is their variant of Clipper.
Removable memory,
and you can flash mainline Clipper to it, but it's not a completely bastardized version of Clipper. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
but you can wipe its card.
Whatever.
Yeah, you can wipe its card and put standard Clipper. You can't do that with this. You can't do that with the K1. You can't do that with the K1 Mac.
Literally recorded a video today.
Yep.
Replacing the EMC module.
Yep, and doing standard Clipper on it. So
no, this is just flashing the firmware to it.
Oh, you're doing theirs? You're doing theirs?
Yeah, I did theirs, and I'm going to do a mainline Clipper one. Because the mainline Clipper one, you have to flash the board and toolhead board via ST-Link.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if they want to, a good compromise would be is having a removable memory where you could just run mainline Clipper, and then for those people that want to tinker with it, for those people that want to tinker with it, they can. And the other thing too is if they have a removable memory module, that's probably going to be one of the first things to die on your board. If it's replaceable, you can then just put a new module on it. Whereas like this, the memory's all soldered on. The K1s, the memory's all soldered on. Like all these other printers, for the most part that I've seen, all have soldered on memory. Which when that memory goes out, you got to replace the whole board.
A lot of people aren't going to be shutting these machines down properly, so they're risking corrupting it. Which I've seen multiple times in the Facebook group and stuff, where they've had to reflash the eMMC module.
Yeah.
Also, they're 8 gigabytes on a 350 cube printer. Yeah. They include what was it, Obico or whatever, to do time lapses. 200 megs for a large file and another couple hundred for a time lapse. That card is filling up fast.
Yep. Yeah.
I think Jerry ran into that and was having issues where prints would fail because it would fill up.
Do you notice my monitor shaking or my camera shaking a little bit?
Are you shaking your leg?
No.
Oh, the printer.
The printer. So, yep. I need to figure out some sort of feet situation for that. But that thing weighs a lot. Like feet on this were not bad because that thing isn't you can see the X1's printing. It's just it's got the vibration feet on it so it can rock. Yeah. But yeah, this thing is a freaking beast. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be delving into for our kits that we're working on. Be going with one of these little guys here. One of the LDO Nighthawk. So
I have mine on my desk.
Yep. And we just got them in yesterday and we just sent some out to tour, but we do have, I got to figure out how we're gonna do the cable termination, but these are test sensors of 5-volt friendly easy ABL sensors that you can, I got to figure out the termination. Every tool board's different, but you'll be able to cut this to length, crimp on whatever your tool head board uses, whether that's a little DuPont's or a little micro JST or JST XH. You got 3 wires. You got your 5-volt in, your ground, and then your signal out. So these will be able to run directly off a tool head board. So if you guys don't want to mess around with the eddy current ones or the scanners, this will just be a really reliable probe to probe your bed with. I want to put one of these on my K1 and my K1 Max because the probing with the nozzle is so slow. I want to find out how to still use the nozzle to get the Z offset, but then use the probe to get the bed mesh. Would be ideal. because you can have best of both worlds. Still have the auto Z offset from the nozzle probe, and then use that to get the mesh, because those can run a hell of a lot faster than the nozzle probe. You can only run the nozzle probe so fast because it's hitting the bed up against your nozzle over and over again. So, but those won't be for a while.
I'll be installing mine on the SV08, and that should be a pretty straightforward switch. You shouldn't have to switch to a mainline clipper to do that.
No, yeah. So these will be a normally open logic, meaning the pin is just floating. When the sensor's not triggered, when the sensor's triggered, it'll pull that pin down to ground. So I don't know how their stock sensor is, but if it's inverse of that, it'll just be
for a second.
But the invert, if like theirs is normally closed, you would just change the clipper config to invert that pin. But these
will have a
same manufacturer, but these will not. The big thing is these will not need a control board. Everything's on the sensor now. So we're still going to keep the 12 to 24 volt version, but for people with tool heads, that's what we're coming out with this for. So because the Eddy stuff is cool and whatnot, but it's more complicated to set up. These are just like, if you want something that's reliable, that's the goal. Something that's just simple, pop it in, it's reliable and repeatable, and you can drive off tool head board.
David, it won't be exactly drop in. There will be configuration changes just because of the probe they're using. I'll have a
Don't they have like a proximity probe on there? Don't they have a prox probe on there though?
Well, like the probe offsets aren't going to be exactly the same and things like that. So I'm just going to have a full probe section that you comment out the stock and you'd add this in.
No, we did not get question time yet. We're just kind of chatting right now. There's
going over new stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I feel like there was something else I found. I gotta look through my YouTube history quick. There's something else.
JD, need a bed scanner. Don't get me wrong, I like the bed scanner. I have the Big Tree Tech Eddy current sensor on this machine here, and I have the cartographer on this one. But that's another MCU you have to deal with. And a lot of people don't want the extra hassle keeping that updated, whereas the Easy ABL is just going to be almost a drop-in replacement.
Simple sensor.
Yeah.
Well, and there's no firmware. It just, when it detects the bed, the pin goes low. When it doesn't detect the bed, the pin goes back high. That's it. It's super simple. It's quick. It's simple. We'll have.
You're not going to get a 14-second bed scan, but on a 20-hour print, does that 14 seconds over the 45 seconds of a bed probe actually matter? No. It's cool to watch it go zipping fast.
You'll probably be able to run it fairly quick. Like these should do 15 to 20 millimeters a second. At that point, you're going to be limited by how fast your Z can move.
Yeah.
Is really what it comes down to. So, but yeah, I do think, like, personally, I'd rather have, especially for like production, I want something simpler. Like, and these other ones are cool, but like there's always trade-offs. And I'm planning on having two different versions. We'll have a light version, which will just be for metal beds. It'll be inductive type, and then we'll have the capacitive type, which will be a little bit more, but it'll work on everything from glass to metal, Garolite plates, whatever you want. It'll detect it. So, because there's still some people that print on weird surfaces. So
you have to be mainline to use Eddy on the S48 to work correctly. Exactly.
Yeah.
With the Easy ABL, it shouldn't need any firmware updates or anything like that. It's just going to be a simple config change to update the probe type and probe offsets. And the probe offsets are going to be pretty close.
I feel like they'd probably be close. So here's the thing. If it's the same, I don't know what logic their sensor works on, but if their sensor logic is the same as ours, you could probably do a drop-in replacement and it'd be close enough.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just update the probe offsets.
A little mount.
Yeah, I already have a mount for it ready. I just didn't
have.
If it's
only, you didn't have one that can go to a tool head board.
Yeah, running back to the main board and not having enough pins for everything, because they use everything on that board.
Well, even the K1s, they have. There's two headers that are open. There's a filament sensor header, which you actually could use for this probe, because a filament sensor header has the 5 volt ground and signal. That's all this needs. But there's also BL touch header, which has 2 grounds, a 5-volt, and 2 signals. So it's pretty flexible. The nice thing is it eliminates the control board, or it eliminates the separate control box. So these run on the 5-volt. So we don't need to have that separate control box. It does everything on the sensor. So, but this will be more of a DIY product. We're not going to be discontinuing we're not going to be discontinuing the NG that we have that runs on 12 to 24. But this will just be another offering for especially people that want just a reliable system for DIY. But we're gonna put them into production, start testing them, make sure that they last, make sure their accuracy is good. But yeah, I've been going back and forth with the manufacturer for a little bit here. I can't find
David,
what
they
I
are
was gonna.
super. It's going to be super close. It just pushes it out on the y-axis by just a little bit. The X, I'm pretty sure, should be the same. But I'll go over the
Yeah.
config and look over everything once.
Oh,
I
remember what I remember what I wanted to show. This good, fast, and cheap thing. I'm just gonna show a little fun thing here really quick. It's a 3D printed thing. So if you guys ever heard about it, it's like, you can pick 2 out of 3 things: good, fast, or cheap. So this guy made this little thing here that when you slide, so he's got good and cheap here, and he slides fast, and cheap goes off.
Like you get 2. You can't have all 3.
Yeah, you can't have all 3. You only get 1. So if it's good and fast, it's not going to be cheap. If it's cheap and fast, it's not going to be good. But I saw this while I was scrolling. I was like, this is kind of funny. That's very satisfying.
Need a way to cool the
but yeah.
board. JDC, what on the SV08?
Yeah, these sensors will be good up to 80C chamber temps too. So, all right. Questions. If you guys want to ask questions at the bottom here, go in your browser and type in q&a.th3dstudio.com, and that will put the questions right into our forum. It's where we pull our questions from. It's just easier. So the first one here is from a fixie. He said, "What's a good printer that's color changing but not too large? In the past, I want to ban with X1C, but now they're doing stupid stuff. What printer about the same size that has color change? I like to be enclosed and quiet too. I've got an Ender 3 V2 Neo. It's good enough, but I want color changing. I don't want to mine with 3D Chameleon, like an all-in-one solution, but not locked down by Bamboo. I'd like it to work with any slicer." So the multicolor printers in general, they're not fully supported in any slicer because of how they implement it. Like even the K2, I can slice an Orca slicer for my K2, but it cannot like pull everything in. So I'm still using Creality Print here and there for that. Same thing with Christus Cobra 3. Now that's not enclosed, but just another example of a multicolor printer. In general, if you have a multicolor printer, unless you want to do a box turtle like Tor has, which is a very involved kit, from what I understand, it's working pretty well, right?
It's working all right. I still need a lot more. It needs a lot of tuning after the fact.
Yeah. So there's not a very good solution. I think does Creality have the CFS kit out for the K1s yet?
I haven't looked, but I
I
know
don't
they
know,
were
but yeah,
getting close.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest like the Anycubic S1 combo. We have had some issues with our Cobra 3. Mainly, I think the cutter is already wearing out on it because it's not making clean cuts and it's jamming up when it does a color change. So I'm waiting on new cutters to come in. I'm probably gonna take the cutter out of it and just try sharpening it because I think it's probably just a crappy blade. It doesn't have a ton of thing on. That's the only gripe I have with it. So far. Um, but I have heard good stuff about the Anycubic S1 combo. The other thing that comes to mind is one of the Flash Forges.
Yeah, they just came out with one.
I'm trying to find which one it is. I think it's the
That was the last time's
85X.
question.
I think it's 85X, but that's not. It's not enclosed right now. I don't know if they have an enclosure kit for it. I'm looking on their site right now. I'm seeing if they have an enclosure kit for it.
The 5X is what David said. But yeah,
Yeah, the 8.
he asked it last week, and I think we did answer that.
Oh, that question?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I just wasted a bunch of time here.
Well, it's fine to go over again.
Yeah, the 85X, but it looks like it could be enclosed. I don't see an enclosure kit for it. Or did we find that there was an enclosure kit for it? Is that the one you had to print certain parts? I'm trying to remember. I'm not seeing any mention of
It
enclosure on here.
looks 85M. I
Is the
see
S
for
one? I
the
think that
5M. I don't see the 5X.
so but the 5M doesn't have multicolor.
Yeah.
The S1, honestly, I would probably give this a try. The Ace unit is nice. This is what came with. We have the Cobra 3 combo. This Ace unit is nice. It's got a built-in filament dryer. This looks like this might have a different style because ours doesn't have like this, like
The retention.
these guides on the top of it. Maybe it's like an upgraded version. Um, I'm looking to see if they have.
Jeff, I'm pretty sure the VVD from Big Tree Tech is coming out Q2, is what they were saying.
Yeah, I'm looking here. Yeah, I think it looks very similar to the Ace that comes with the Cobra 3. Maybe it's just the render and it's a different version, but I mean, for $600, I'd give this a shot if you need enclosed. Here's the thing, though: if you need enclosed, are you really going to be doing multicolor like ABS and ASA? Because if you're not, then like the Cobra 3, aside from like I said, my cutter, I could have just got a bunk cutter. The Cobra 3 has been pretty good. I've been very happy with that, aside from the cutter being a little wonky.
Yeah.
But I do
Loss
have
I did.
replacements. I'm looking here. This says this comes with the Ace Pro. That's the max. The other one said Ace Pro, but I wonder if they have a new revision. Does this separate Ace Pro have?
Yeah. If you can wait a couple weeks, I'm sure like the K series adapters are going to be coming out if you don't want to get the K2.
Yeah, they're
CFS.
supposed to be getting. Hang on, Creality K1 DFS upgrade. Let's see. Installation guide. Someone found an installation guide. Hang on. Switch. Share this tab instead. Let's see. So there's an install guide. I'm gonna mute that. This was posted a month ago. I'm assuming. Oh, interesting. So they have a new extruder
With the cutter
that goes
installed.
on here. Yeah, I would assume the cutter's in there. Okay, take that off. Yeah, there's like a little lever there. So it's a new extruder. Interesting. Yeah, K1, K1 Max, K1C, K1 SD. Like, honestly, if you don't need multicolored right away, I'd probably wait. I'd probably get a K1 and like a K1C and get this kit when it comes out. So my K1's been solid. I love that printer. My K1 Max has been good too. So interesting. Let's see, is it gonna do it? Oh, poop. Different color. You're gonna poop again? Yep. Different color. Look at that. Interesting. Interesting.
I
Yeah.
got a little bit of turtle poop.
Just turtle poop. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because yours it's long. The turtle poop is long because it's
It's not going against anything. It's
yeah, it's
also
not
an
going
ultra high
anyways, it just
flow
goes
hot
down.
end.
Yeah.
So there's more to
You gotta purge
purge.
a lot.
Well, yeah, I've been working
Next one.
with purging and a block.
Dave
But
Smith. Oh, you know what, Tor? No, you could probably do. I wonder if you could do a thing where it prints like a little cube in the corner, like away from the print. So like would move the bed down, and then it could like move the bed down and poop into that bucket, and then move the bed back up. And as long as the gantry stays away from that part, you know what I mean? It doesn't collide with it.
well, it poops in the back right next to the cutter and the wiper.
So just make a little poop box or a poop chute.
I'm actually planning on designing a like box that I can remove from the back.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Steve Smith is asking, are we planning on doing any K2 Plus upgrades, like a door or light kit? I found the door is too dark, and the LEDs are about as useless as an ashtray on a motorcycle. So light kit, I do want to look into doing a light kit. The door, there's no easy way to do a door because they glued the hinges on here.
We'd have to get a whole new hinge set up as
we'd have to go buy hinges for it, which those are probably not going to be cheap. The only way I could see a door working is if we had like almost like a printed part. So I have like notches cut out in the door that printed part would slide in, and then you could slide the existing hinges into that printed part. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
So kind of like it has like a
But
pocket.
you'd have to like break off the stock door.
Yeah, I don't know how you would, and there's really no easy way to get it off there. You'd probably end up screwing up the stock door. And Creality, I've emailed them. They do not have the parts for just the hinges. So it's not like I could do just the hinges. There's no easy way to replace that door because it's not screwed on. I was really disappointed when I got that. But the lights, yeah, I'm looking at doing the lighting kits for it because, like, yeah, it's just got the little anemic one in the back and there's one in the front, and it's just So yeah, sure, there's an easy way to hammer meat door. I'd like to have a way where people could like not break the stock door, but yeah, it'd be a little weird. First, step one, take a hammer, break your stock door. Or, hey, Tour, that's where the hammer escape feature on the blowers could become handy.
Okay.
This man. Yeah, there's no
like
easy
included
way
in
to
the
do a door
kit.
on there. Yeah, just
Once you break it,
use it. Just yep.
use it to blow out the glass.
Out all the debris. Yeah, there's no like easy way to replace that door, which sucks. Like it looks slick, but like really, are people gonna complain about having 4 screws on the door? Like, no, I don't know why they did it that way. It seems like it was way more work for them to do it this way as well. Versus
think it's because it's less points of failure to have
screws
all
versus
the holes in.
glue. I don't know, man. Like the only other way I could think, like there's like the printed adapter where the existing hinges slot in would probably be the best way because we could easily make a printed part that does it. However, it's how do you get the door off? How do you get the door off the hinges? Like there's no easy way to get the door off the existing hinges.
I doubt heat would work.
Yeah, I don't think it will. You'd have to get it really hot. But again, like I try to make the products easy to install, and there's not a good easy way to install it. And the best way would be to try to find the OEM hinges or even like design like a printed hinge would work fine, especially on the acrylic door, because the acrylic door is going to weigh a lot less than this big glass panel. So
yeah, it's just figuring out how they connect and design.
I would like a door that's not dark. It is very dark. Like I can barely
I hate
see
the
it.
tinted doors.
Yeah, I don't like. They look nice, but then like usability wise, they suck. Like it's so nice. Like when we have people that come in like and look at the doors on our X1, they're like, it's so bright in there. I was like, yeah, well, it's got our light kit and it's also got our door, and the door's not tinted. And they're like, oh, I can actually see it. I'm like, yeah. So, all right, let's see. Mike 11's asking about the tariffs. The tariffs, it'll be fine. Prices might go up a little bit, but it'll be fine. The thing is, everybody's going to deal with them, not just us. Everybody is. So
yeah, it's across the board with literally everybody.
It is what it is. It's a necessary evil to try to fix shit. So will it work? I don't know. I'm not an expert. Hope it does, but we'll see. Time will tell.
Exactly.
Affixity says, Fixity's got another one. He says, I have a problem with tolerances on my prints. I want to print a bunch of fitted toys, but it seems like weld together too close. I've tried Orcheslizer and Curion, messing with the retractions, attempt to change Z offset. I've only used the default settings in the slicer. I would check your E steps to see if you're over extruding or under extruding. You probably aren't, but it wouldn't hurt checking, especially if you change extruder out. I don't know if you did.
A good print that I like to do is Teaching Tech has his site with a calculator on it.
Yeah.
And you just
give me
print
1 second.
I think single wall.
I think one of our customers here. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All good. Print a single wall cube and measure the thickness. Like you constrain the extrusion width to 0.4 single wall cube, and you can do it in like vase mode or something like that, and measure. And that normally gets me the best flow rate rather than doing like the built-in flow rate, because I still use the built-in flow rate for like top layers and things like that. Where the blade is dull. I think he needs to open it up and check. It might be something stuck on it. I think Krista was using a lot of glitter filaments, but I'm not sure how much extra wear that would actually cause. We'll just have to open it up to see.
I'm back. It was Hunter's dad. He was picking him up. He was doing he's our shop helper.
Also,
sorry.
if you're printing ABS, scale up to 100.05.
Like 102, 103. Oh, 5% more for
no,
ABS?
0.05.
Oh, the model you're talking about. Yeah.
So it's just a little bit bigger, and that should help to accommodate for any shrinkage from the material. Most of the time these days, people, if it's a structural part, it's already designed with ABS in mind.
Yeah.
Hey, long shot.
I mean,
box turtle.
We haven't really had any fitment issues going from like putting stuff in PLA to ABS, but we also run modified flow rates for different materials, so that probably is why.
Mostly print PLA. Yeah. Also check if your nozzle's starting to wear out.
Yeah, like if it's more than 0.4. The other thing too is check the filament too if it's out of diameter. I mean, that's like really weird to get nowadays. Like most filament is pretty well bang on with diameter, but wouldn't hurt to try it. So yeah.
Corey, it depends on the glitter. Most of the time it's just another plastic, so it melts just the same as the PLA. But like dual color filaments wouldn't cause extra wear because they're both gonna be PLAs.
Yeah, and the glitter is not abrasive; it's just plastic. So, and it was having issues with both filaments. Can you print a Mercury One ABS for the Dragon hot end? We don't have that as an option, do we? I don't. The Dragon hot end isn't even sold anymore. That was the one that got taken down.
They do have a different version.
Do they? Because the Dragon one, I think, was that one that was violating Slice's patent, right?
I actually like the Dragon Hot. I had it for a while.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a bad one, but they were violating their patent, so it got axed.
Nylon is 100.28%.
Here's actually our next question. What bed sensor would you use for a 600 by 600 glass build bed? I would honestly, our AZABLs would work on that. No problem. You need something capacitive type.
Yeah, capacitive, not inductive.
Not inductive. The eddies won't work on that. Basically like a BL Touch, CR Touch, or our EasyABL NG, because those will detect glass beds, no problem. I actually did that big printer. We did a build on that was like a 7 or 6 something. It was that what is the name of it? Core, help me out here. That giant one that I had to bring. I literally had to use my pickup truck bed to bring it.
I cannot remember the name of that. I know.
I saw another one. I'll be surprised if chat remembers.
Like 1,000. It was like a 15.
It was like 1,000. It was It was no. This one was like a 15,000.
Or 15 grand.
Yeah, 15 grand. And we gutted. It had 8-bit boards and stuff in it, and we gutted it, put all new 32-bit stuff in there. But we ran the EasyABL out there, and it had a glass bed. It worked great. So, and honestly, I haven't heard anything from them, so I'm assuming it's been fine. So, but they were using it for a bunch of prototyping for like battery pack jigs and stuff. So, but yeah, like basically you either need something that physically touches the bed, like a BL Touch or a CR Touch. Honestly, if you're going with a touch, I'd hate to say this, but I'd go with the Creality one. The BL Touch is all plastic shit, and the quality's gone down. They got rid of the metal pin. I think the CR Touch, if you're dead set on using a touch type probe, the CR Touch is probably the better bet. But it's not going to be good in
use Eddy or any of the Eddy sensors. The
no
cartographer,
yeah.
Beacon, Eddy from Big Tree Tech. None of those would work because those don't work on glass. So you'd have to use a capacitive or touch style probe.
Oh yeah, and there's the micro probe, the BTT micro probe. I have that. I wasn't impressed with it. It was kind of janky. Like I bought it because I was gonna work on it with the firmware, and it was
disappointed that
weird.
it doesn't. They decided to go with different firmware setup than the standard BL Touch because that just makes it more confusing. Because a lot of people that I've seen bought it and tried to set it up as a BL Touch, and it's like, nope.
No, it doesn't work as a BL Touch. Yeah, there's a tap, but that requires the custom hot end setup too.
Like I have a tap here, and that works well.
Yeah, you need something that's going to touch the bed or something that's going to detect the bed. So it does limit some of your options. So, all right, let's see if there's any more questions here. I think that, yep, I don't have any more questions in here. Let's see if there's any in chat. Xavier's asking, we printed with PCTD. I have it. I treated it like PETG and got good results. It's very similar to PETG. Let's see here.
I need to find something for dinner.
Yeah.
Either make one of the pizzas that I have in the freezer, or
we have leftovers. So let's see here. I'm just looking through questions, see if there's anything here. I see a fix when we were talking about the printers. Is it possible to quiet in color change? Forget the enclosure. None of these new printers are quiet. None of them are. Not a single one. They're all loud as shit. Which is hilarious because I remember people complaining about how the CR10s were loud and the Enders were loud.
They're
and now we
nothing
have these
compared to
printers that are
printers.
they're crazy. Like compared, like the Ender 3, even with the non-silent drivers, compared to how loud the new printers are with all the new fans, it's crazy.
Well,
the new machines
what are the
loud.
massive side fans now?
The aux fans, they call them.
Yeah, the
ones that blow across the bed. They typically refer to those like auxiliary fans.
I'm trying to find the size though, but they're just massive print.
Yeah, we carry the bamboo one. They're huge.
And they're so loud.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing is, in general, with the printers, the better layer cooling you have, like the more airflow you have from a layer fan, the louder it's going to be because it's got to move that air, and moving air is not quiet. So, like that's just reality. Yeah, the K1s are loud, the K2 is loud, the Bamboo is loud, the Cobra 3 is loud. All these new machines are loud. The SV06 Ace is loud. They're just loud.
Yeah, there's not much you can do about it these days.
Yeah.
There is no real quiet.
It's funny because this was like a big thing. Like you'd be going on the forums and like the Facebook groups and stuff. I call them forums, but the Facebook groups, and everybody like, the printer's so loud, and it's just like now it's
everybody
like, man, that was quiet.
And stuff. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and their hot ends are overheating, and
yeah, now all the printer manufacturers like, no, that's quiet is not an option. You get quiet drivers.
Yeah, that's it. So you don't have to. Honestly, I kind of missed. You'd walk. Yeah, I kind of missed walking out here and hear all the printers. It was like a symphony of robots doing our bidding. And now you just hear fans. That's all you hear is just shh.
Yeah. Emerson is right. Speed equals noise. With speed, you're going to need more cooling, which
so like I can quiet this down if I slow it down. Pick. Do you want it fast? Or do you want it quiet?
It's like the fidget thing we saw earlier. It's like you get quiet, fast, and reliable. Like pick two.
Yeah, the Ender 3. Yeah, the Ender 3s are like Yeah, the Ender 3s are actually really quiet. Like actually, when we have all of these running, because these all have our EasyBoard V2 in them, they're like the Enders. You really can't hear them. They're in an enclosure. They have our fans on them, which are quieter than stock, and they have the silent drivers. They're like you can barely hear them running. You can have all 15 of these enclosed Ender 3s running, and it's those 15 are quieter than this one printer or the Boo when it's running full tilt. You know, I can hear with my headset on. I can hear this thing, the fans going, and I can even hear the motors going too. So
Yeah, just my skirt fans on this thing, on the Trident
are
by me, are
loud.
so loud. I actually heard them turn
Yeah.
off over my headset.
Yeah, like Corey says, like in the intro music. So fun fact, my buddy Max, he actually did that intro music, and he sampled his it was his ANET AA, and he sampled the stepper noise. He was telling it to move, and then he was recording samples for that song, and that's what you hear. So when you guys hear that intro, that is an ANET A8 stepper doing its move.
The good old days.
So yeah, yeah. You know, it's like we're in a weird position right now with all these new things coming out. Like we're getting printers that are cooler, they're faster, they print well, but we're getting printers that are getting to the point where when enough things break on them, it's not worth fixing. It's throw it in the garbage and and at a
Yeah,
certain
there are
point
no replacement parts for some of these.
yeah, I'd be curious to see when like Bamboo stops selling replacement boards for their printers, and when Creality stops selling replacement boards for their printers and stuff. Like, and it's the other thing too. Like, I was looking for a Cobra 3 toolhead board, and they don't sell just the toolhead board. You got to spend like $50 on the whole hot end assembly that comes with the toolhead board.
I
Like,
think Solvo is the same way. I might not be correct on that, but
like
pretty sure I
I get
saw
why
like
they're
you get the full hot end setup, not
yeah, I
just the
get why
toolhead
they're
board.
doing it from like a business standpoint, but like as a consumer, it sucks. Like, just let me buy the board. you know. But yeah,
They want
you know,
people to mess with it less and less and just print, which
yeah,
is
stop messing
understandable.
with our shit.
I like to tinker.
Stop messing with our shit. Yeah, well, that's why the DIY printers we're working. Tor's been working on ours the last couple weeks here pretty heavily. I'm hoping to have like a non-enclosed prototype assembled in about 3 to 4 weeks here. So I'd like to have at the very minimum a non-enclosed working unit to bring with us to Rocky Mountain. So we'll see if we hit that goal. I think we can do it.
Yeah.
So we were looking at
Z
all
is
sorts of
easy.
practical
The
stuff.
XY is the pain in the ass part.
Yeah. So, but yeah. All right. I think that's about it. It's good. It's a shorter stream. I got stuff I need to do. You got anything else to add?
I'm looking at food right now, and then I have
You're
to
looking at
go
food.
through and re-download all my games and software and crap.
Does the
on this
audio work
thing.
on it now?
Yeah. I don't. They said they didn't do anything. What was it?
I wonder if they updated some like low level firmware. Look at that. It said that they did a firmware update. I wonder if they did like a low level firmware.
Oh, did your mic die? Just switched over.
Oh yeah, no. I switched over because I was packing this up.
Oh. Yeah,
just switched
unit
back to the
check for
Yeti.
customer complaint. Unable to duplicate customer's complaint. Reset factory default settings. Quality control performed full functional test.
Yeah.
Where I reset the factory firmware, I re-imaged the card.
You
and
might
did all
not.
this.
They might have done something on like the chip level that you don't have access to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like something on the main board, like the firmware for the sound chip or something. You know what's weird? So I don't know. Maybe this will help somebody out. So this computer here, I have a USB-C / Thunderbolt dock, and once a year, when I turn the computer on, my two main screens will not come on. Everything else works. And I just happened to stumble across this like weird buried Reddit thread talking about docks. It wasn't even from my computer or my dock, but just a general thing. I have to literally open the bottom of my laptop, disconnect the battery and let it discharge, and then reconnect the battery for the dock to start working.
That's odd.
Yeah. It works every time though. I've had it happen to me twice. It's like once a year I have to pull the battery and do it. And it's annoying and there's no fix. It's some weird firmware bug with the display port over the USB-C, what do they call it? There's some protocol that puts the display port from the graphics card over to the USB-C port, and it just doesn't work. But that's the only way to fix it. I have not found any other way to fix it. It apparently happens with multiple different docks, and yeah, it's a thing. So maybe there's some weird thing going on with that. You know what I mean?
All right.
So, but yeah. Yeah, I'm plugging in, plug. Oh, I've tried all. I've worked in IT since I was like 15 years old. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I have tried turning it off and on again, completely disconnecting all the cables, everything. It's not the dock; it's something with the chip on the motherboard, and it affects multiple different ones. It's such a weird fringe use case, or a weird bug, I should say. It's not a weird use case. Like USB-C docks are pretty common now. But yeah, and that works fine. I just have to remember that. The weird thing is too, I noticed on these newer laptops, they don't have a CMOS battery. They use the actual battery pack for the CMOS battery. So when I disconnect the battery, it resets the CMOS, which is kind of smart because the battery, that beats having a separate battery on the board that could possibly leak or need to be replaced.
Right.
But there's our tech tangent. We'll call that tech. We'll do that thing. Tech tangent. Talk about tech stuff at the end of the stream. Tech tangent. So, Tor, wait, we're side note because your shirt reminded me. Do you play D&D?
I do not.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because
the only D&D that I've really played has been, what's it called? Like Neverwinter Nights, like the actual video game ones where they're based on D&D.
Because one of my, I'm sure we probably have somebody. So Brett's dad, he actually plays D&D with a bunch of his friends, and he showed me this, and it's like a web D&D thing where you can like do all your campaigns and shit
That's what my
in the
friends
browser.
use.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Like talk about like a niche product. It's called Roll20.net. I'm not affiliated with them, but it's pretty cool. So,
what's the big one that just came out? Trying to find it in my Steam library. Not Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I played a lot of Baldur's Gate as well.
I haven't. I think I have it. I haven't played it yet. We just started playing.
Yeah, it was Baldur's Gate 3.
Do you ever play any like the prop hunt games? You ever play with those?
I have not.
There's one called. Do you know what a prop hunt game is?
Yes.
So there's one called Midnight Ghost Hunt. It's 20 on Steam, but G2A has it for less than $6. But there's two teams. There's the Ghost Hunters, and then there's the Ghost. And the round starts off. The Ghosts get like a minute to hide, and then the Hunters come in and they got to try to take all the Ghosts out. And then when midnight strikes, it flips, and the Ghosts are now hunting the Hunters, and it's actually a lot of fun. So
it's made by the same guys where it was like hunters and deer.
Krista was telling me about that. There's some sort of deer game. Deer, I think it's called.
Yeah, I think I played that one with a few people.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, Emerson. No idea what he's talking about. You ever play this game?
Is that Baltro?
Yep.
Baltro, yeah. I have not.
It's very. Doug told me about it.
It's recommend every time I open the Steam Deck on the store. It's recommended me for one of the top ones.
If it's a lot of fun, you should play it. Like it's my I used to like scroll through like meme apps. I took that off. I was like, you know what? I might as well play a game if I'm gonna be just killing time on my phone. And I've been playing the crap out of that. I think it's on Steam too, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. Well, yeah.
I think I have it. I think I have it on Steam, but it's a lot of fun. It's like poker, but it's not poker. Yeah, it's fun. Oh wait, no, he was talking about bro. Oh, sorry, I read that as Baltro. Brotato? What is Brotato? I completely went
That's another
on a
one.
completely different tangent. I read it as Boltro. I just glanced at Brotato.
I've been playing Arma. Being asshole.
Yeah, I haven't played Arma. Is that the one? That's not the one where they leaked like secret military documents, or I think it's something.
No, that's War Thunder.
War Thunder. Okay, that's what it was. I knew it was some sort
To
of war
win
game.
arguments in the forums, they leak classified information.
Documents. Oh god.
It's like this tank should be so much better in the game. In real life, it's like this. Here's my proof. Classified documents on building like a Russian military tank. It's like you shouldn't have that.
Mike says Brotato has multiplayer now. My girlfriend and I play every day. Yeah, we rotate. We got a bunch of games we rotate out. We do like Lockdown Protocol, Lethal Company, Kletka,
Tenoshi,
Midnight Ghost Hunt.
they were being DDoSed constantly because of one of the modded servers.
Who is?
Arma Reforger.
Arma? Is that like a mod?
Yeah.
Or...
No, Reforger is the latest game.
Oh, the latest
Arma.
version. Okay.
But it was a modded server that they were getting DDoSed over.
Yeah, Jordan's also been tinkering with linear advanced and flow rate stuff, so he's
I've heard him talk about it in the background when we're on calls and stuff.
We've literally I gave him this idea to use our little digital microscope here to inspect the layers and everything, so he can get the exact value.
Which one actually looks best under a microscope?
They all look so similar. They all look so similar. So
right.
But
I
yeah,
mean, I get amazing prints off my stuff.
I'm fine with, hey, this looks good. I'm not going to be like, this looks 2% better. But you look at it with your bare eyes and you're like, I can't see the difference.
As long as I can't see stuff
like gaps and
bad layers and that are misstacked and stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is good enough.
Do you know one of the things one of the things I've never printed, Tor? A temp tower.
I never print temp towers either.
I
think I've done it like once or twice. And
it's
like the temps that I'm using are the best temps anyways.
Well, and I look at them and I'm like, I was like, if I'm using a filament I'm not familiar with, I'll look at it like, okay, it looks a little too hot.
I almost always go on the high end.
Yeah, I always do hotter. It's like I run like I'm running ABS at 270. I run PLC at like 230. Like
TPU 230, 225.
Yeah. TPU will let you know if it's wet at that high of a temperature.
Right. The only issue with TPU when printing hot.
Yeah, a little droopy. I mean, it gets kind of TPU likes to become really viscous anyways, so
yeah.
It's weird seeing the sun coming into your room when like this is my window here.
Yeah, it's still bright as hell outside.
Yeah, it's just dark. I mean, you're 2 hours behind us. So, but all right, I'm actually gonna wrap this up. If you guys want to check out our shop. Yep. What'd you get?
I got a burger, the avocado bacon burger, and a barbecue chicken ranch wrap.
From where?
Farmer Boys.
The hell is that?
It's a like it's a local chain. It's like
okay. Yeah, I never heard of them. Tenoshi, there's he's asking about easy ABL mounts for Mercury 1. You just match the size of the sensor. So if you have 18, use 18 millimeter. If you have 8,
they're inductive probe mounts.
Yeah, their inductive probe mounts work with our sensor. It's just the diameter of the sensor. It's nothing crazy. So I have actually you can see Doug's Mercury 1 coming together right there. Do you see it? You see the little
you can actually see both my Mercury ones if I can figure out how to.
He does not have any Core XY, so this will be his first Core XY, and we're doing the whole build. He's gonna be excited.
2 different ASAs. One prints at 285, the other at 220.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, other ASA that's only printed at 220 is probably not ASA. It's probably not actually ASA. ASA should be like 250 plus. It's like very similar to ABS. You know, when people ask me like, how do I print ASA? Treat it like ABS. If you treat it like
ABS that you have to dry.
Yeah, ABS that you have to dry. It does pick up. That's the one thing. Like, I don't like ASA as much as ABS because the fact that it pulls a ton of moisture compared to ABS. ABS just doesn't care. ABS, like, you can leave it out for 10 years and put it back on the printer and it'll probably print fine.
That's why everything up here above me is ABS.
Although you're a liar. You're a lie face.
Oh, there's
I see TPU up there. I see our TPU not even in a bag, just raw dog in life.
Well, I don't have the thing in here anymore. The fish tank.
Oh, I sent you an extra roll of, or extra bottle of bed cement.
Ooh, thank you. Is it gonna focus? Like, this is our carbon fiber ASA.
Hang on, I'll make you bigger. It's not focusing. Hang on, the bit rate's coming up. Oh, yep, we have more pixels. It's not focusing. God, why does Logitech suck at focus?
I could do.
You gotta block out more of the camera because like if it sees, I find you have to like completely block everything out and only have what's
desktop overhead.
Is that your new fancy one?
Yeah, the 4K. Then I have to open up the software.
It's looking like it's doing digital zoom. Yeah, it's not doing any better. It's a little better, but not much. Yeah, it's just kind of fuzzy. I think the lighting's not the greatest. It might not.
No, I only have 2 lights on in here.
Yeah, I think it's a lighting. It's smooth though.
Yeah.
Is that our ASA?
That is. Like, there's a few retraction like pock marks on it that I need to tune out. But
yeah, it's kind of pixely. It's fine. We got to wrap up. It
looks good.
So.
Yeah,
it's good enough. It's good enough. Good enough for government work. So, all right. I will see you guys later. Hope you guys all have a good weekend. If you want to support us, go buy some stuff from our shop.
There's a sale right now with Filament.
There is. If you guys check our email list, I will actually send out another. If anybody has not on our email list, I will resend out that email to new subscribers right now. You can join our email list by just going to our website. It'll pop up if you haven't closed it, but at the very bottom of the page, you can join it. I'll go ahead and resend that.
10% off any filament in the store, as well as 10% off the Easy Ports as well.
Yep, we got Easy.
Any of our filaments?
No, I have Polymaker included.
Oh, you have any filament? All right.
Yes, sir.
Filament.
Why not? Why not? Any filament. All right, looks like he's got 12 more people going out. I'll just say the code here. You guys want to write this down? It's Easy Fill. Easy FIL 10. Easy FIL 10. That's 10%. That's easy. Yeah, it's easy. Easy Fill. Easy FIL 10. That's 10% off any filament in the store that's in stock and or easy. Those are also back. I'm also going to send it out to the new subscribers.
In the chat over here.
Yeah, somewhere right here. Right here. I don't know if this is where I'm probably. I see the chat here, but it probably is slightly different on the actual screen.
All right, I see the chat next to you over here.
Laura's lying. There's more. There's always room for more filament. You got the kitchen counters and the bathroom thing. Just wait. You can make it work.
I have all that up there, and let me move this.
There's a little cart here. There's tons of filament on there. Just random
all
stuff.
That up there. Plus the 2 AMS systems that are full, and every printer has a spool. Except
Krista has probably like 40 something rolls. She's got 2 big file cabinet drawers.
I have 40 spools like right here.
You need to print some shit. Come on.
I have like 100 spools.
Tor needs to print some stuff so we can do some cool marketing videos and pictures. That's what I think. You need to use it up.
I do need to use it up. I need to print with those 2 TPUs. These 2.
Yeah, those are nice. I'm very happy with those colors. They look cool. All right, actually gonna leave now. Bye bye. We're not gonna roll the intro, or we're not gonna roll the outro because it breaks every time. So we're just gonna